this. You can see Ken Nielsen, the number 3, who tries to play the offside, and he's the one that actually plays Colin onside. And square back 4 with Denmark, and we're back in the game and everything to play for now.
Northern Ireland 1, Denmark 1, 12 minutes gone in the second half. Denmark attack through Heinz. Laudrup. That might just drop nicely for Poulsen. Oh, I think he got a hand of that. Well, it has been given as a goal kick. So Key did not get a hand to it before it came off the post there. Well, in fact, it was Laudrup's missed kick that set it up. And let's see if Key does get a hand to this. Well, it's hard to say, but the linesman said goal kick. Dowie. Wilson. That's a nice ball for Nigel Worthington. Stephen McBride is in front of him. The ball is for Stephen McBride. What can he do here? His first touch in international football. And it wasn't a bad one. Well, that'll give him confidence. Well, what a lovely cross it was from Stephen McBride. And Schmeichel had to be at his best.
I think the goalkeeper actually stepped over the line there, Mark, but managed to keep the ball out in front of him.
Donaghy, Vilvoort and Bartram, 2 men forward. This is Elstrup for Helt, and now Poulsen. Fleming Poulsen. Oh, good effort. Well, everybody, I think, was expecting the ball to be curled towards the far post, and he dummied it nicely and tried the near post.
Hard-fought 1-1 draw for Northern Ireland. They gained their first point in Group 4, but they've got some way to go in that group. Performance of the night, though, perhaps from Wales in Group 5. Wales 3, Belgium 1. Goals by Dean Saunders and Mark Hughes in the last 8 minutes gave the Welsh a magnificent start to their campaign. Belgium took the lead in the 24th minute, but Ian Rush's first goal for Wales since June 1988 levelled the match 5 minutes later. That was before Saunders in the 82nd minute, and Hughes, 2 minutes from time, clinched the Welsh victory.
Seoul provides the stage for the second match in the historic goodwill exchange between the two Koreas. The first game, which the North won 2-1, was rapturously received in the North Korean capital, Pyongyang. A highly charged atmosphere in the Olympic Stadium electrifies the South, in red, who come close to scoring early on. Hwang Sun-hong puts the South ahead. They hold on to win 1-0. The aggregate score between these nations seeking reunification.
Austria had no better luck the next time out against Yugoslavia in Belgrade. Bravely they forged forward, looking to make up for lost points. Andy Ogris made the Yugoslavs pay a heavy price for slack marking as he shot Austria into the lead after a quarter of an hour. Yugoslav football has made a lucrative living over the years, selling its best players to Western Europe. Doko Panchev, judging from his finishing talent here, will soon follow down that path. In the meantime, he pulled Yugoslavia back on level terms and snapped Austria's fragile resistance. Manager Osim saluted the goal and sent his men off in search of more. Yugoslavia possessed the skill to probe relentlessly for weaknesses in the opposition's armour. Katanec crossed, but Panchev's effort for once was wide. First Yugoslavia pulled Austria wide, now they capitalised on the space available through the middle. Austria's defence was caught flat, their marking hopelessly makeshift. Srečko Katanec, having created the first goal, headed Yugoslavia's second. A vital strike from the one Slovene in the team. Into the second half now, and the outcome was beyond doubt. The question was whether Yugoslavia possessed the killer instinct to force the goals their domination deserved. Panchev, hardly the tallest of centre-forwards, heads goal number 3. That was his third goal in the qualifying tournament. He'd scored one in Yugoslavia's early victory over Northern Ireland. Austria virtually collapsed. Yugoslavia appeared to be able to score at will. Substitute defender Robert Yarney had created the third goal. Now he laid on yet another. Panchev rose above the Austrian defence again to complete his hat-trick. Yugoslavia had won 4-1 to pave the way for their most dangerous rivals, Denmark.
And it's a warning for the authorities in Wales. The German fans caused serious trouble before and after the game in Luxembourg. They're due to visit the Principality in June of next year. These scenes are a reminder crowd violence on the continent is still a big problem. On the pitch, the world champions were as clinical as ever to start with. Jürgen Klinsmann putting them ahead on 14 minutes. Half an hour gone now. Uwe Bein's shot hits the post. Rudi Voller retrieves it and he sets up Bein to increase the lead. Watch now for a superb effort early in the second half from Rudi Voller. 3-0, the Germans in control. Against the odds though, Luxembourg strike back. First through Jean-Paul Giresse. And then Robbie Langers, he's a professional in France with Nice, making it 3-2. A fright for West Germany in their last ever international, and a reminder for Terry Yorath and his team to guard against complacency when they go to Luxembourg in 11 days' time.
Rarely, if ever, has Andy Roxburgh been denied so many experienced players when he needs them as here in the Vasilevsky National Stadium in Sofia. His enforced choice shows 5 changes from the victory over Switzerland. Malpass, fit again, is the 4th different captain in as many matches. Gillespie and McClare are recalled to the colours, and 6 of the side cannot yet count their caps in double figures. Bulgaria includes 3 players from clubs in Spain, the numbers 8, 9 and 10, the combative and talented Stoichkov, Penev and Sidakov. They lose 2 defenders, Didiev and Ivanov, because of suspension. Scotland are without Murdo McLeod for the same reason, but the surprising victory in Romania has certainly given Bulgarian football a huge fillip. The officials for the match come from Austria, the referee Friedrich Kaupe. In the under-21 match 24 hours ago, the Bulgarians were much the better side, technically far more gifted, and this promises to be a real test for the Scottish seniors. Yankov, Ledinov, winning his first cap at the age of 28. Bit of space on the right side from Dochev. Free kick given. Challenged by Tom Boyd of Motherwell. Just a little nudge first. The Bulgarian made sure that he got the free kick, which produced nothing. Whistle's gone for the offside, which was an unnecessary interruption. Stoichkov. Captain takes the clearance for Scotland. Mladenov, Balakov. Kick-off was McAnally. The referee didn't like the challenge by Yankov. Quite a strong word with him. Malpass. Yankov. Good challenge by McCoist. The free kick again is in Scotland's favour. Stoichkov in the Cyrillic alphabet. He's up for offside. Referee says play on, and Dury came off his knee, and he's turned in, and Scotland have a priceless goal. The boos all around the ground as Ali McCoist takes what applause he can hear, certainly from his colleagues, but boos all around the ground because the linesman's flag stayed down. Goalkeeper's already appealing before the cross comes in. He's in trouble now, palms it down to Dury, comes off his knee, and McCoist, with the simple tap-in, gives Scotland the lead in the 8th minute of the match. Real chance here for Scotland because Bulgarians are very much at odds with themselves. Didn't reach Dury, rather a poor free kick. McPherson was a bit slow initially and then in trouble. Sidakov, well played by Gorham. Stoichkov came in. And a little bit of altercation between Gorham and Stoichkov. Who started it, I'm not sure. That's the replay will show. Sidakov with the cross, it was well held. The feet just both met. And one foot was high and the left foot of the goalkeeper just tapped in irritation. Captain reluctantly gets to his feet. 15 minutes gone. Scotland a goal to the good. Scored in the 8th minute by McCoist. Which is total to 8. Nobody else in the side has scored more than one. Clare hoping to break his duck. Sidakov, Penev, had a man over this side, they've gone the other way, good jump by Malpass. Stoichkov, extra man coming in, and he came off the underside of the crossbar. Scotland having the fortune, they had a bit of it against Switzerland, and they're having a little more in this contest. Got a free kick from that rather hasty challenge. But they were hugely unlucky as the ball came back off the underside of the crossbar from Penev. Belikov with the free kick. Good header by Sidakov. Suddenly the Bulgarians find themselves and the crowd respond. Good glancing header. McPherson determined to get there first. Again, a judge to have played the man before he reached the ball. Six players up. Wall does his job. Yanchev. Good piece of play. Sidakov penalty, no. Boyd with the challenge. The referee doesn't like it. The players don't like it, and I must say it looked a bit iffy. But the referee had an excellent view and said no. Little flick by Yordanov. And Sidakov. Oh, did he fall over his own feet? Or was he helped in the act? Referee said the former. Coist and McClare just inside the 18-yard area. Dury is out here to the right. And McCoist, and just away from McClare's head. Certainly it was intended as a shot by Ali McCoist. But if he'd have pulled it back just a little bit more, it would have been perfectly placed for the head of Brian McClare. Just away from him, and a goalkeeper struggling to reclaim his ground. McPherson. Dury got a knock in the back after himself showing rather too many studs. In the wars, been in the thick of things, Gordon Dury. Three behind the wall on the far side. Stoichkov might try to bend the ball the other way. Yordanov does get deflected for a corner. So it's not quite the last test. Belikov to take it eventually. Yankov is up. Away by Boyd, and Scotland keep a clean sheet from the first 45 minutes, which was their first priority, and added to that, they've scored the only goal of the half from Ali McCoist in the 8th minute, and much of their organisation has worked really well indeed. Well, so far so good. Must have been the message in the dressing room, with Andy Roxburgh requiring his side to maintain their concentration fully during the next 45 minutes. If they could do that, they would have 6 points from their first 3 games, 2 at home and 1 away. No substitutions at half-time. And the first offside flag is against Bulgaria in the second half. Substitute is Todorov. They've been rather playing around with who's wearing 14 and who's wearing 15, but it certainly looked like Nikolai Todorov. Hasn't come on yet. Substitution is to be made, and Kostadin Yanchev is the player to come off. And here's McCoist. Good play by Boyd, but couldn't get the cross in, but got the deflection for the corner. Came off the foot of the substitute, Todorov. Now takes a defensive position just inside the near edge of the 6-yard area. Canister to take the corner. McCoist almost on the line. McPherson is up as well. To come all the way across to Gordon Dury. Stumbled at it. Not been as effective going forward as he has in providing cover across on the right side of midfield. Dochev. Sidakov is the substitute. Good play. The flag is up though. It's not going to count. The flag has been up for some time. And the goal will not count, and they're surrounding the linesman, Sidakov and Penev. Penev who put it away, but the linesman was standing there with his flag up for some considerable time. Todorov who started the move, but the flag was up for offside, not against the player in possession, but against the player who was to his left when he shot. Yordanov. Good play by Todorov. Swerving ball that Gorham managed to parry. That lifted the crowd a bit. Gorham was well forward. It really curled viciously in front of him. Met well by McAllister. Yordanov. A sweeping ball, he's played several of those. Belikov. Sidakov. Wanted to go that extra pace. It was pulled back well. Nobody really coming in tight enough look at the oncoming danger and to dismiss it with barely a thought. Tom Boyd. Been reasonably effective in a controlled roll down this left side. Now Stoichkov. Didakov in the middle, Penev on the far side. And the referee is going to talk to Stoichkov and books him for trying to get a penalty. And well done, say many people, I would think, to the Austrian referee. And how good to see a referee have the courage to do that, and against a player of the home team. Dury gets it through to McClare. Actually had two players making good runs through his left, but he decided to turn. McClare once more. Dury. And the flag is up for offside. Good save, in fact, by Mikhailov, but the flag was up before the ball was struck by Ali McCoy. Well, as you heard the whistle, it's a point of debate. Here's Penev! Oh, he's missed it! He was cleanly away then with the clear shooting chance, and he pulled it too much across the face of Andy Gorham. Gordon Dury comes off to be replaced by Pat Nevin. McCoy. Nevin has taken the same position as Dury, wide on the right. "25 minutes of the second half have elapsed. Scotland still a goal to the good. Didakov, good running. Good check out to Stoichkov. Still Stoichkov, took too long. And the ball finally deflected. And it's substitute who's done it again, Nikolai Todorov. 2 in Romania. And now he's got the equaliser in the home match with Scotland. 1-1 in the 70th minute of the match. Came off McKimmie, I think. And the referee has had words with the Bulgarian bench and seems to want to dismiss the coach. Ivan Butsov is requested to leave the field of play. All a little strange, but by no means the first time the Bulgarian footballers and their coaches have got a little worked up. McClare. McCoy makes a run. McClare just slows things down. Nevin, McAllister, McAnally, Fury on the Scottish bench as the ball's given away again, and McPherson really struggling to reach that. Scottish ball, and we're now playing the time that Mr. Frederick Calpe is allowing for injuries and stoppages. Bankov, Dochev. 5 forward for Bulgaria. Doesn't include the ball carrier. Todorov. Plays it across the face of the defence. And McKimmie just to come away. And 3 against 3 here for a moment. Nevin gets it back. McCoist is over this side and has Tom Boyd for support. Boyd. Sidakov leads the charge. Very expertly broken up by Gary Gillespie. And it's the last attack that Scotland have to repel. The whistles go up around the ground, and Scotland have a priceless away point in this European Championship. They were under pressure for much of the game, but their organisation held, and the advantage given them by the early goal by Ali McCoist, only wiped out in the 70th minute by Tom.
Now those teams lined up. Luxembourg, who only went down 3-2 to the world champions West Germany a fortnight ago. Wales unchanged from the side that beat Belgium. 68th cap for Peter Nicholas, who equals Ivor Allchurch's record as the second most capped Welshman. In Luxembourg, we'll join Tony Gubber, and we're in the first half.
Langers to run along this touchline. He's pursued by Nicholas, who won't catch him, but he's on his own at the moment. Or is a break down the middle. Saiben. Oh, and he's pulled it back too far, has he? That was blocked by Bowden. And Wales clear their line. That was Malgier who came up from the back. Bit of a warning there for Wales. And play waved on. And, oh, there's a scuffle going on between Clayton Blackmore and Langers, which is totally unnecessary. And Langers ran across to remonstrate with Blackmore, who's been shown the red card, and that is a disastrous start for Wales and was totally unnecessary. But there's no doubt that Luxembourg were incensed by Clayton Blackmore's tackle there on Seben. He certainly went right through him. And a very sad Clayton Blackmore, who leaves the field here in Luxembourg just over 10 minutes gone. Wales down to 10 men. And what looked, well, dare we say, like a comfortable evening for the Welsh. Hopes of a victory, hopes of a good performance, now much more difficult. Reduced to 10 men. Oh, Rush was pushed. Now, this is a free kick in an interesting position. But in losing Clayton Blackmore, they've certainly lost one of the players who can strike a ball from this sort of distance, this sort of position. Barry Horn and Peter Nicholas together. A ragged wall. Oh, Rush! Oh, Rush got it! Great response from Wales to the sending off of Clayton Blackmore, but the time they allowed Ian Rush. He had one dig at it. He didn't seem to get the contact he wanted, was able to scramble up and get another one. Weiss, who got in the first tackle, then it hit him, and he got a good rebound, but a quick reaction by Ian Rush. His 18th international goal, and his second in consecutive matches, and a priceless one for Wales. Three is Bossy. Seben. Hellers. Oh, that's dropped over the top. It's Langers. He should have looked for Morakuti in the middle. Bit of a let off, Leighton.
Yes, it was a very uncharacteristic error by Kevin, but initially I thought it was in the box, and but on looking at it on the replay, it was just outside the box. But Kevin did try to handle it in the end, and he's very fortunate not to get a yellow card for that, the way this referee's gone on so far.
Seben. Yes, oh, it's inside Barry Horn. Seben. Again, it was much too close to the keeper anyway. The two players that he could have looked for were on the edge of the penalty area. That gives Luxembourg another corner, and this a little bit of a sticky spell for Wales. Played short. Malgier. Oh, well struck. But Southall didn't have to make a save, it was always rising above the bar. One of the two bank clerks in this Luxembourg side, Theo Malgier. Saunders, faced by Petri, gets in the cross, intended for Rush. Horn. Oh, good ball out. Saunders kept it in. Rush to look for, and also Mark Hughes, but didn't get in the cross, and Wales will have to defend now if Luxembourg break quickly. Langers from the halfway line. Sebane goes inside him. Malgier is up. And whistle goes. Free kick. Tackled by Kevin Ratcliffe. Terry Yorath on his feet by the touchline. Hellers and the captain Weiss doing the organising. And that's Morakuti in the wall, and Weiss, who looks as though he's going to try and hit it. Forced across the penalty area. Gidet. Weiss, oh, there's a chance. Put it over. Langer's number 11. He's had two chances. That's certainly the best that Luxembourg have had. He got a clear sight of Neville Southall. You've got to hit the target from there, and he puts it over, and that's a let-off. Now it is a free kick. Well, Luxembourg have got 6 in and around the Welsh penalty area, and that's as many players as they've had forward in this first half. Taken by Weiss. Petri, the back man. Saunders, who put him under pressure. Weiss. Langers. Marked by Ratcliffe. Oh, and he's got inside the Welsh captain, and it's a great ball across the penalty area. Morakuti on the far post has missed, well, what must surely be the best chance of the half. But a lovely bit of football by Langers. Really showed his class there to beat Ratcliffe. He pulled it right across goal, and he missed the target. Weiss. Nicked away from him by Ratcliffe, who now continues his run forward. Supported by Bowden. Rush is wide on the left. Good play by the fullback. Rush. Oh, he was dragged down then by Weiss. And that's another yellow card for Weiss. The Luxembourg players are really aware of Rush. Continues right through, and that's a terrible tackle. Well, fortunately, Rush back on his feet, none the worse. Wales have taken the free kick. Looking for Young. Hughes. Rush is in. Rice White happy to get it at the second attempt. Terry Yorath must be pleased with what he's seen since that flare-up that saw Clayton Blackmore sent off at the start of the match. Closer now to his 5th win as Welsh manager. Malgier. Weiss. Gidet. On his right side. Neville Southall was the coolest man in the stadium. Oh, it's a great shot, and what a fabulous save. That's what Neville Southall's for. Sebane, who hit that, the best strike of the night, and that was bound for the back of the Welsh net. A fantastic save by Neville Southall.
Leighton James, the commentator there with Tony Gubber, and Ian Rush's goal remained the only goal of the match. This is how Group 5 looks. Wales on top, but an awkward trip to Belgium, their next match in the competition. That's on March the 27th. Teams, Northern Ireland changes from the team that drew with Denmark. Kevin Wilson for Ian Dowie. Robbie Dennison comes in for Motherwell's Colin O'Neill in midfield. Austria surprisingly leaving out one of their best-known names, midfield man Andreas Herzog. European Championship Group 5 then, Austria and Northern Ireland. We join it in the first half. Mark Robson, the commentator.
That's Michael looking for Ogris. This is Vilfoot with a chance. Well, for the first time in the match, Northern Ireland allowed the Austrian attack a little bit of space, and Vilfoot had the opportunity to shoot. There you can see it perfectly. He just wasn't closed down at all, but no problems for Paul Key. Rogan, good first touch from Rogan. Black. And now a chance for Ogris to run, and he's very quick. Jerry Taggart is the marker. And Taggart just did enough there. Well, Andy Ogris is very quick and very skillful. Cost 1.8 million. But Jerry Taggart did well there. May have caught the man, but the ball was certainly first. Artner. Taggart, here's Ogris. Well, a real chance there for the Austrians. It's Andy Ogris who holds his head. Well, it was Taggart's head, but he headed it the wrong way. And Ogris should have done better. He really should have hit the target at least. Podger, Linsmeyer, Vilfoot. Across the front of the area, but nobody was there. Well, an inch or two either way, and this could well have been a goal for the Austrians. As Polster came in. Podger's come up from the back, the big defender. Ogris. And this is Linsmeyer. Manfred Linsmeyer of Tyrol. He played one match in the World Cup as a substitute. Petschel for Pakult. Ogris. Linsmeyer plays it forward for Ogris. Well, Andy Ogris can't believe it. That's the second time in the match he's put the ball over the bar. But it's the first decent move that Austria have managed to conjure in the whole of this game. Linsmeyer played a very good first-time ball. And Ogris not only over, but wide. Podger, Ogris, turns Donachie. Shaping for the shot. Not a bad effort from Andy Ogris, but Paul Key very solid behind it. Linsmeyer. And in comes Hortnagel, running at the Northern Ireland defence. Here's Peter Pakult for Austria. Key saves it. Pakult again. Play on, says the referee, as the crowd screams for handball. Danny Wilson getting themselves in all sorts of trouble. Peschel. Well, at last, something for the crowd to shout about. Key was well positioned for the second time in a matter of seconds. Well, Taggart did get his head to that. There was no doubt about it. Ogris the cross. Pakult still, and Key gets there. Always a dangerous ball, this, across the edge of the 6-yard area. It was certainly close to a goal.
And Northern Ireland came away from Vienna with a goalless draw. One other result in that Group 4. Denmark 0, Yugoslavia 2. 3 wins out of 3 for Yugoslavia, who now hold a rather commanding position at the top of that Group 4.
Had scored in its previous match, but the Turks promised to put that right when Unal burst into the area only to fire over. Poland's recent form has been nothing to shout home about either, but they contrived an opening from a free kick. Dovcek's ball over the Turkish defence, eventually opening the way for a shot by Fertok, well saved by Engin. Former Denmark manager Sepp Piontek is trying to instill a more professional approach, but Turkey were caught out at a free kick. Roman Kazetsky fired in the decisive shot, Engin made a hash of it, and Celtic's Dariusz Jakanowski followed up to claim the goal. Kazetsky, looking for his 10th international goal, took much of the credit. Indeed, the ball seemed destined to cross the line anyway before Jakanowski followed up to make sure. Poland picked up their first points. Turkey still haven't scored in losing both their matches.
So this is how Group 7 looks after all 4 countries have played 2 matches each. Ireland top on goal difference after their 5 goals, of course, against Turkey. Equal points with England. The next date, incidentally, for England and the Republic.
Group 1's developing into a momentous struggle. Spain, the '84 finalists, had a rough trip to Prague, where Europe's leading goal scorer Danek had Czechoslovakia in front early on. He's netted 18 this season for FC Tyrol in Austria. Now Spain, who've already beaten Iceland in this group, were level on the half-hour. Roberto's shot deflecting off Kadlec, and Roberto's Valencia teammate Kike set up the next for the Spaniards. Carlos putting them ahead early in the second half. 69 minutes gone when the prolific Danek popped up again with the Czech equaliser just squeezing past Subizarreta in goal. And Spain would have settled for that, but lost to Moravcik's late winner. Hasek's cross, Skuravi now with Genoa in there with the header. And Moravcik eventually delighting the 35,000 spectators, not least his manager, Milan Makala, who took over when Venglos went to Aston Villa. So 3-2 to the Czechs, most of whose players have sought their fortunes abroad. They're second in the table. France, who've played 1 game fewer, atop, the only nation in that group with maximum points. One result from Group 3, Cyprus 0, Norway 3. No one dominating here yet, certainly not Cyprus. Italy could have a problem. Yugoslavia, who won in Belfast a couple of months ago, took their travelling circus to Copenhagen. It was goalless until 30 minutes from time when Badzdarevic celebrated his recent return from a year's ban with this goal. The Danes, trying to rebuild in front of 40,000 fans, finally sunk by Robert Jani, who scored his first international goal in the 84th minute. 2-0 to Yugoslavia. Whatever happened to that magical Danish side of 5 years ago? Sad, isn't it? So Yugoslavia, unlucky to lose on penalties to Argentina in the World Cup, remember, looking very useful indeed. Northern Ireland did well to draw in Austria, but seemed to have little chance of catching the Yugoslavs. But then again, football is...
Here's McMahon picking up Pearce, who's gone well forward. Into Lineker! There was a chance there for England. The first real chance they've had in this game. Wheeler. Houghton. Up at the shove. The referee looked very hard about that shove on Andy Townsend. He looked at the linesman and was within a whisker of giving a penalty for that. McCarthy with the long free kick. Just flicked off the top of the crossbar. Here's Lineker. Now here's some space now. McMahon, who's got Dixon outside him. Now Lee Dixon. Platt's made a tremendous run through the middle, and Lineker. Platt has done it for England. A nasty bounce of the ball beat David Platt. Staunton plays it in again towards Tony Cascarino.
Graham Taylor's greatest fear is that England and Ireland may block each other's path to the finals, allowing Poland to sneak ahead of both of them. Poland sneaked past Turkey on Wednesday night with a first-half goal from Celtic's Jackie Jakanowski. Poland are England's last opponents in the group, which the Irish lead by virtue of their 5-goal hammering of the Turks last month. Ayra's trip to Wembley next March still looks the key game. In Scotland's group, the grand entrance of little San Marino into the European big time was a little embarrassing. Switzerland's Alan Suter made the most of their ineptitude as early as the 8th minute. It didn't get any better for the tiny Italian state. Less than 1,000 fans saw their championship debut, and half of those were Swiss. number 11, Stéphane Chapuisat, soon gave them a second goal to cheer. The only professional in the San Marino lineup was substituted at half-time. He had an Italian Cup tie to play in the following day. His last act was to watch Adrian Knoop give Switzerland a 3-goal interval lead. The only remaining mystery was how it took another 40 minutes for the fourth goal to arrive. Substitute Frédéric Chassot passing standing and sitting defenders before rounding the goalkeeper. Scotland's success over the Swiss last month is looking particularly valuable now. Bulgaria have already been beaten in Switzerland and are next at Hampden next March. Group 4 is Northern Ireland's group, but it belongs to Yugoslavia following their 2-0 win in Denmark. 2 late goals, the first of them a cracker from Mehmet Badzarevic. He missed the World Cup through suspension. He was banned for a year for spitting at a referee. Danish fans wish it had been 2 years. 6 minutes from time, Vujovic's cross ushered Robert Jarni forward for his first international goal. 6 out of 6 for the Yugoslavs, who entertain Northern Ireland next March in the next match. Billy Bingham's point in Vienna completed a miserable start for the Austrians, beaten by the Faroe Islanders, already remember. Wales lead Group 5 thanks to Ian Rush's goal in Luxembourg. Their next game is in Belgium in March. West Germany come to Wales in June. A great match in Group 1 this week where France are setting the pace, but where Czechoslovakia stepped up the pace by beating Spain. Vaclav Danek, European club football's leading scorer, led the way. But the Spaniards hit back with a deflected effort by Roberto before half-time. And then early in the second half, a free header for Carlos, this time from Kike's cross. 2-1 to Spain. With 20 minutes to go, Danek claimed his second, controlling at the second attempt and blasting away through Zubizarreta. 2-2. In the opposite goal, Ludo Miklosko of West Ham was preferred to Queen's Park Rangers' Jan Stejskal, and it was his late save that set up the Czechs for the big finish. That big finish was provided 13 minutes from time by Moravcik, courtesy of a typical knockdown from Skuravi. Kosian's shot against the post, a touch of luck, then Moravcik's finish. Dramatic stuff. The Czechs, who lost in France last month, had to win. The French have to beat Albania later today.
In qualifying Group 6, Holland made a bad start, losing 1-0 away to Portugal. They soon found their international feet against Greece back home in Rotterdam. Dennis Bergkamp headed Holland in front after 7 minutes. This goal enhanced the reputation he was building at Ajax of Amsterdam. Dutch fans had little to celebrate at international level until the late 1960s and early 70s. Then both Feyenoord and Ajax both won the World Club Championship and European Cups. They also developed a wonderful new style known as total football. Their stars then, Johan Cruyff, Johan Neeskens and Rudi Krol. Jan Wouters is a player of pace and strength whose understanding with Van Basten is almost telepathic. The pair had been teammates at Ajax before Van Basten moved to Italy. But successful old habits die hard, particularly when European Championship points are at stake.
After last month's 4-0 defeat by Switzerland, San Marino were hoping to salvage a little Group 2 pride in Bucharest. Romania had other ideas though, and it took them just a minute to go ahead. The ball bobbling around in the box before Feyenoord's Jan Sabau popped up to fire into the corner. After 2 defeats, the home side were desperate for points and goals. They piled on the pressure and made it 2-0 after 18 minutes. 89 Golden Boot winner Doran Matut with a superb long-range effort. The third goal just before half-time owed everything to this brilliant run down the left. The cross eluding the San Marino keeper, and Rudi Cheu on hand to apply the finishing touch. He won't score an easier one than that. Lots more goal action after the break. World Cup star Lakatouche at the centre of most of it. His brilliant free kick matched here with a volley from Bayer Leverkusen's Ionu Lupescu. 4-0 in the 57th minute. With the San Marino defence looking increasingly suspect, Romanian substitute Badia popped up with the 5th. A well-judged lob this time as the agony increased for the visitors' keeper. Lakatouche hadn't finished his night's work though. Yet another pinpoint free kick, and this time it's Dan Petrescu who heads home to complete Romania's 6-0 victory. So 2 valuable points for them, but it's Scotland who still sit proudly on top of Group 2 and looking forward to that big home match against Bulgaria in March.
wystarczającym dla miejscowych złodziei. Polakom zniknęły paszporty, pieniądze oraz odzież. Policja spisała protokół i ruszyła w pościg. Naszym zawodowcom pozostał dylemat. Wygrali w Grecji czy przegrali? Malta to maleńka kropka na mapie i Holandia jest przy niej całkiem dużym krajem. Czy wypada zatem tak sponiewierać mniejszego? Pomarańczowi okazali się wczoraj bez skrupułów. W eliminacjach Mistrzostw Europy strzelili w La Valetcie 8 bramek, nie tracąc żadnej. Wyjątkowo udane zbiory miał napastnik AC Milan Marco van Basten. Trafił 5 razy. Dennis Bergkamp dorzucił 2 gole. Aaron Winters 1. Malta, choć należy do piłkarskich maluchów, takiego lania jeszcze u siebie nie dostała. Po tym spotkaniu w grupie 6 Holendrzy mają o 1 punkt i 9 bramek więcej niż druga Portugalia. Jeszcze gorzej poszło w eliminacjach Mistrzostw Europy Albanii. Poza 9 golami w meczu z Hiszpanią, Albańczycy stracili także 2 piłkarzy z drużyny olimpijskiej. Poprosili oni w Sewilli o azyl.
Dat zijn er 5. En dan hier de Boer. En Marco van Basten vraagt zich nog af hoe die...
Ponad 20 000 kibiców, otoczonych mało dyskretną opieką, obserwowało wczoraj w Stuttgarcie historyczne wydarzenie. Szwajcarzy byli co prawda ładnym, ale tylko tłem. Zostali potraktowani przez rywali w białych rękawiczkach, w przenośni i dosłownie. Już w 28 sekundzie Rudi Feller wznowił pisanie ogólnoniemieckiej kroniki futbolu. Potem swoje 3 grosze dorzucili Karl-Heinz Riedle, Andreas Thom i Lothar Matthäus. Miejsca w historii zapewnili sobie Matthias Zamer z VfB Stuttgart, pierwszy człowiek ze wschodu, który wybiegł w niemieckiej 11, oraz Andreas Thom, pierwszy stamtąd, który zdobył gola. 4-0 z Helwetami było mocnym akcentem na koniec roku najlepszego w dziejach niemieckiego piłkarstwa.
Ma na koncie ponad 900 meczów ligowych. Nam kojarzyć się będzie zawsze z meczem na Wembley przed 17 laty i golem Domarskiego. Później już żaden inny Polak nie zdołał go pokonać. We wtorek uroczystym meczem żegnano Shiltona w Londynie. Jubilat przypomniał, że przestaje grać tylko w reprezentacji. Z klubem nie zamierza się rozstawać. We wrześniu Peter Shilton rozpoczął 42 rok życia. Związku Piłki Nożnej, którzy utrzymywali, że reprezentacja Albanii jest przeciwnikiem bardzo wymagającym i gotowym sprawić kłopoty najlepszym. Sposób, w jaki z Albańczykami rozprawili się Hiszpanie, nie pozostawia żadnych złudzeń co do tego, kto jest rzeczywiście dobry, a kto nie. Oglądaliśmy 5 goli Van Bastena. Teraz możemy zobaczyć, jak Emilio Butragueño, przypominając sobie meksykański mundial i mecz z Danią, 4-krotnie pokonał albańskiego bramkarza. Dzięki temu pobił strzelecki rekord Alfredo Di Stefano, który dla Hiszpanii zdobył 23 gole. Butragueño ma już ich 26 w 57 reprezentacyjnych występach. Poza nim gole dla ekipy Luisa Suareza strzelili Carlos Muñoz 2, Guillermo Amor, Fernando Hierro i José Baquero. W tabeli grupy pierwszej Mistrzostw Europy prowadzi jednak Francja, mająca nad Hiszpanami 2 punkty przewagi. Trzecia jest silna drużyna czechosłowacka.
In December 1990, Holland travelled to Malta. They expected a tight and scrappy match. Instead, they witnessed a remarkable display of football from Van Basten. 9 minutes gone, 1-0 to Holland, 1 goal to Van Basten. 20 minutes in, this is Holland's second goal coming up. Also a second for Van Basten. Midway through the first half now, and an even more spectacular strike, as well as Van Basten's hat-trick. 3-0 to Holland at half-time. Van Basten modestly decided to share his good fortune in the second half. Pullet broke down the right, and this time it was Aaron Winter who headed home. Now another name on the score sheet. Van Basten proves he can make goals as well as score them. His successor at Ajax, Bergkamp, finishes in style. The shadows lengthened across the pitch. There was no rest in sight for Malta. Van Basten stretches out a leg for his 4th goal of the match. Malta's defenders had now lost contact with the game and with the men they were supposed to be marking. Even goalkeeper Kluit was lured out of position by Van Basten, so Bergkamp could stretch Holland's lead to 7-0. Key men such as Van Basten and Gullit had learned in Italy how to blend skill and style with sheer ruthlessness. There was no letter for Malta. When Malta conceded a penalty, Van Basten wanted to take it. For the first time, Van Basten had scored 5 goals in an international match. Holland won 8-0 to go top of the group. They would not be dislodged.
The much-fated Cameroons came to Wembley next, 11 years to the day since Brian Robson made his debut. Ian Wright was winning his first cap, and can you believe it, they gave us another penalty.
Dixon. Barnes. The roll is quite free. Stephen. Wright. Lineker. Well, what about the challenge? The referee points to the spot. He's absolutely right. The goalkeeper played Lineker, not the ball. And the result is some sort of hat-trick. Little smile from Gary Lineker. England have the lead in the 21st minute. Good cross by Trevor Stephen. Beautiful climb by Wright. Lineker took on the goalkeeper and the defender. The goalkeeper played him. And this corner kick being watched by the England goalkeeper standing in the centre circle. And it got a back flick. And Lineker and Wright went together, and Lineker is the scorer. It's his second. The goal in the 62nd minute. Had so many men over. Got a back flick from Wright, and it was the right foot of Lineker.
Eurosport berichtet weiter über die EM-Qualifikationsspiele mit der Begegnung zwischen Belgien und Luxemburg. Die Gruppe 5 besteht aus äußerst kompetenten Teams, allen voran Wales. Belgien muss diesmal gewinnen, um weiterhin am Ball zu bleiben. Luxemburg hat sich bislang wacker gegen Wales und Schweden geschlagen und könnte für Überraschungen sorgen. Belgien gegen Luxemburg, Donnerstagabend um 10:30 bei Eurosport. In Verbindung mit Minolta, JVC und Nike.
In the second half, the French begin to assert their authority. The prolific Marseille striker Papin scores in spectacular style. Sweeper Blanc heads the third. France now have maximum points from 4 games and under manager Michel Platini are unbeaten in 23 months.
France won all 8 of their matches in qualifying Group 1, a unique achievement. They were matched with Spain, Czechoslovakia, Iceland and Albania, so the task was anything but simple. France ran up single-goal victories over Albania, Czechoslovakia and Iceland before their first duel with Spain in Paris. Platini looked worried as Spain attacked from the start. It was here in the Parc des Princes that Spain had lost to France in the final of the '84 European Championships. They wanted revenge. When José Baquero scored after 11 minutes, it appeared manager Luis Suarez might see his dream come true. France might once have been destroyed by such a start, but their team spirit is now very different. It took a mere 4 minutes for the host to equalise after a free kick for a foul on Vahirua. Durand picked out the unmarked Franck Sauzet, and goalkeeper Zubizarreta was well beaten. France were Europe's most entertaining national team in the 80s. They reached the World Cup semi-finals in '82 and '86, as well as winning the European title in between. Now that confidence appeared to be flooding back as they laid siege to Spain's goal.